Good morning, children. Today's topic is modern periodic table. As in the previous class, I gave the introduction of modern periodic table, on what basis modern periodic table was formed. So you know that modern periodic table is the modified form of the Mendeleev's periodic law, and modern periodic table was formed on the basis of modern periodic law, which was given by the scientist Henry Moseley. Okay, so according to Henry Moseley, physical and chemical properties of any element are a periodic function of their atomic number. So Henry Moseley gave the statement about the modern periodic law. So this modern periodic law states that physical and chemical property of the elements are a periodic function of their atomic number. So Henry Moseley found that atomic number is the better fundamental property of an element than its atomic weight. As earlier it was told that the properties of any element are a periodic function of atomic mass. But according to Henry Moseley, atomic number is it should be the basis for classification of elements. Not only Henry Moseley, but other scientists also have the justification why atomic number should be the basis of classification of elements. So what justification they gave, that also I explained in my previous class only. So I will not go in that explanation again. So we will see that in modern periodic table how on the basis of atomic number elements are arranged. Okay. So modern periodic table is also called as long form of periodic table. Okay, it is called as long form of periodic table. Why it is called as long form of periodic table? Because here the elements are arranged on the basis of electronic configuration of element. What? Electronic configuration of elements. You would be knowing electronic configuration means the electrons arranged in the specific cells, the valence electrons and a number of electrons arranged in the cells, that is K cell, M cell, N cell, like that. So how the electronic arrangement have been done in the shell or the orbit. So on that basis the elements are arranged. Okay, so that's why it is called as long form of periodic table. Okay, here the periodic table which is based upon the electronic configuration of elements. Okay, and it is also sometimes called as Bohr's table. Okay, though the law, modern periodic law, was given by Henry Moseley, but it is called as Bohr's table because when you see the arrangement of elements, it follows the Bohr's scheme of arranging various electrons around the nucleus. So here you could see that here also elements are arranged on the increasing order of their atomic number of the elements, but it follows the Bohr's scheme for arranging the electrons around the nucleus. So you will see that somewhere the valence electrons play the important role in arranging the elements in the periodic table. So we will say that it is called as Bohr's table because it follows the Bohr's scheme for arrangement, okay, of various electron. Various, don't write various, we'll write valence electron. Okay, valence electron around the nucleus. Okay. So here we will see that when we will just study the modern periodic table, we will see that how valence electron play the important role in grouping the similar in a specific group. ठीक है, in classifying the elements in specific groups. Okay, so this is about modern periodic table. Let's have a look. So this is called as modern periodic table, as you can see. So this is there in your textbook only. So as you can see, and here this is the modern periodic table. Okay, so as you can see, there are, we will see now the characteristic of modern periodic table. Okay, so here you can see that the elements are in a table is colored in 3 colors. Okay, you can see here the table is colored in 3 colors. Okay, so how they are differentiated we'll just study later. So here you can see, we will now see the characteristic of modern periodic table. Okay, so first is, it consists of 18 vertical columns, and you know that the vertical columns are called as groups. Okay, so here we will see there are 18 vertical columns. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 and 18. So as you can see, in modern periodic table there consist of 18 vertical columns, and each vertical column is called as a group. Okay, this is first group, this is second group. As you can see here, it has been named third group, fourth group, fifth group. Okay, so group numbering has been done here, as you can see, till 18. Now I'll specifically tell you some of the groups have been named. Okay, because of the elements, the characteristic of elements grouped in those specific groups. Okay, so first group elements are called as alkali metals. Okay, if you just leave hydrogen and you see all the elements in the first group, like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. So here you can see these elements are all called alkali metals. Why they are called alkali metals? Alkali is it refers to the word alkaline. Okay, so elements present in first group are called as alkaline because these elements react vigorously with water to produce alkaline solution. Okay, are you getting? Alkali metals, why they are called alkali metals? Because when these metals are dissolved in water, or when they are made to react with water, you will see the reaction happens very vigorously. Vigorously means very readily, बहुत तेजी से होता है. ठीक है, and it produces a alkaline solution. Alkaline is nothing but something like basic solution. That's why, because they form alkaline solution when they are made to react with water, that's why they are called as alkali metal. Okay, so first group elements like these elements are all called as alkali metal. When when it is asked to give some examples of alkali metals, so you should quickly remember that the first group elements are all alkali metal, and you can give some of the examples from the first group elements only as alkali metals. Understood? Then the second group is called as alkaline earth metals. Okay, they are called as alkaline earth metals. As you can see, there are two words mentioned for naming these elements. We'll just see the second group elements are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, okay, then strontium, barium and radium. So these second group elements are called as alkaline earth metals. Why they are called as alkaline earth metals? Because they are called as earth because when you see these elements are found in oxide form in the earth crust. Okay, these metals are found in oxide form like calcium oxide, strontium oxide, barium oxide, magnesium oxide. They are found in oxide form in the earth crust. That's why it is called as earth metal. And why they are called as alkaline? Again they are called alkaline because when they its oxides and its hydroxides are alkaline in nature, like basic in nature. They show basicity or alkalinity when they are made to react with oxygen, and when the oxide form like magnesium oxide or magnesium, or if it's hydroxide form, that like magnesium hydroxide, they all show the alkaline nature. Okay, basic nature. Like magnesium oxide or hydroxide, calcium oxide or hydroxide, you will see that they show alkaline nature. So that's why they are called alkaline. And earth because its oxides exist in the earth crust and they are very stable to heat also. Okay, so that's why they are called as alkaline earth metal. Okay, now we'll see the third group here. Okay, third group, if you see, these are scandium, yttrium. Y stands for yttrium. Then La means lanthanum and actinium. Okay, so these four elements are present in group third. Group third elements are called as rare earth elements except actinium. Okay, rare earth elements generally refers to third group except actinium, means scandium, yttrium and lanthanum. Why they are called as rare earth elements? Rare earth is this word suggesting like these are present very in a very rare form in earth crust. So it is something like that. Yttrium and scandium, they have been isolated in lanthanum in a rare mineral only. That's why they are called as rare earth element. Also yttrium and scandium are found to be in combined form in the earth crust, and it is very much difficult to separate out. Okay, so they are very they have been isolated along with the lanthanum only in the rare mineral. That's why they are called as rare earth elements. Also it's very difficult to isolate scandium, yttrium because they are found together present in the earth crust. Okay, in the rare mineral. So that's why they are called as rare earth elements. So group 3 are called as rare earth element except actinium. Okay, so likewise you have, now we will see here. Now group 3 to 12 are also called as group 3 to 12. Okay, they are also called as transition elements. Transition elements. Okay, so now I'll tell you why it is called as transition element afterwards. Okay, let we have a look here on group 13. Okay, so group 13 elements consists of boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, like that. Okay, and group 14 elements are also called as carbon family. Okay, carbon is one of the very important element in a periodic table. Okay, and when you study the chapter carbon and compounds, then you will come to know how important carbon and their compounds are. Okay, so this is called as carbon family and consists of carbon, silicon, germanium, then tin, lead, like that. Okay, Now, so this is called as carbon family. Okay, so elements under group 6, group 14, that is carbon family, are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, etc. Okay, now 15th group is called as nitrogen family. The first element in this group is nitrogen. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic. Okay, then you have antimony and bismuth, all that. Okay, now 16th group element. 16th group element is called as oxygen family. They are also named by, so oxygen family is also called as chalcogen family. Why they are called chalcogens? Because chalcogens means ore forming, and you know that metals are extracted from their metal ores, and most of the metals ore are in the form of oxides and sulfides. Okay, so they, because form the ore, they form metal ores, so they are called as chalcogen. Okay, very simple. Now the 17th group, as you can see, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, then astatine. These are all 17th group element, and they are also known by the special name called halogen group. Halogens. So 17th group elements are also called as halogens. Now again, halogens, halogen word refers to the salt former. Okay, salt former means it forms when the elements under this group generally forms salt with alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Generally, let's say if it is chlorine or fluorine or bromine, so it forms sodium chloride. As you can see, sodium is the, or potassium chloride, then calcium chloride, calcium bromide, like that. So they generally form the salt when it reacts with metal and metal, especially the alkali metal, first group and second group element, alkaline earth metals. Okay, and forms a special type of salt that is called as halide salts. Okay, so chloride in the form of chloride, bromide, okay, like that. So they are called as halogen family. And the last, the extreme left group, that is 18th group. 18th group elements are also called as noble gas elements or inert gas elements. Okay, they are in the form of gas, and they are called as inert gas or noble gas elements. They are called as noble gas or inert gas elements. Why? Because they are very much unreactive towards other elements. Okay, so they are generally found in a free state. Okay, unlike other elements, and they are very much unreactive towards other elements. That's why they are called as inert gas elements. So as you can see, there are 6 elements till now discovered, that is inert gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. So you can see here some of the groups have been known by special names. Group elements are known by the special. Now I'll tell you why group 3 to group 12 elements are called transition elements. They are called transition elements because the properties of these elements from group 3 to 12 lie between the properties of group 1 and 2 and the element from group 13 to 17. Okay, so their properties lie in between extremely left group elements and extremely right group elements. Okay, so that's why they are called as transition elements. So in the higher class when you go, you will also learn why the transition elements, they are also called as transition elements because here in transition element, the outermost shell and the shell next to the outermost shell are incompletely filled, and here filling of a certain subshell of the penultimate shells occur. Okay, so and also you will see that so this is called a transition elements. Okay, here in transition elements group only, it is 3 to 12 group elements only. Here you can see the atomic number 57 element, that is lanthanum. So after 57 you could see here atomic number 72 have been positioned. So 57 to 72 there is a gap of 14 elements. So these 14 elements are grouped separately at the bottom of the periodic table here, as you can see 57 to 58 to 71, and then 72 again in the periodic table. Okay, and similarly as you can see the atomic number 89, that is the element is actinium. After 89 you could see here 104 atomic number element have been placed. Why it is again there is a gap of 14 elements, that is 92 atomic number 103 element, that is lawrencium. Okay, so why they have been placed separately at the bottom of the general modern periodic table? Because when you see the electronic configuration, so electronic configuration of these 14 elements that comes after lanthanum, this electronic configuration are not at all similar to the elements which have been placed in the transition elements. So they have been placed separately. Also after actinium, that is the elements of atomic number 90 to 70 103, there also the electronic configuration are very much different from the element placed in period 7, means this row, this horizontal row elements. That's why they could not be placed along with these elements. That's why they have placed separately here at the bottom of the the periodic table. So here these series of elements, the first series of element that comes after lanthanum, that is 58 to atomic number 71 element, they are called as lanthanide series, or also they are called as lanthanides. Okay, they are also called as lanthanide series or just the lanthanides. Okay, similarly after actinium, that is atomic number 90 element thorium to 103 atomic number element, that is lawrencium, these elements are called as actinoids or actinoid series. Okay, and these collectively are called as inner transition elements. Understood? They are called as inner transition elements. Understood? Okay, so why they are called inner transition element is again it is related to the electronic configuration only, and also it is related to subshell. So subshell you will not be knowing about subshell, so I will not elaborate the definition of inner transition elements. Okay, okay, so this is about the naming of different group elements. Okay, we will again come to the characteristic of modern periodic table. As I told you, at the first it consists of 18 vertical columns, that is group, and I also explained the different group elements also and their special names. Okay, now the modern periodic table also consists of 7 horizontal rows which are called as periods. Again we will see here. So groups and all we have seen. Now you can see the periods. Periods means horizontal rows. First horizontal row, second horizontal row, third horizontal row, like that fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. So there are 7 horizontal rows in the periodic table. They are called as periods. So this is first period, which consists of 2 elements, hydrogen and helium only. So first period element consists of only 2 elements, it is hydrogen and helium. Okay, then you can see second period elements, which consist of 1 lithium, 2 beryllium, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 elements in the second period. So like that, the different number of elements are arranged in each period. So there are totally 7 horizontal rows, as you can say, 7 periods arranged in a periodic table. Okay, so arrangement of element is done in order of increasing atomic number, as you can see when you go from left to right in the periodic table. Okay, so arrangement of elements in order of increasing atomic number as you go from left to right in a periodic table, in such a way that elements with similar electronic configuration have been placed with each other. So here you can see atomic number 1, then atomic number 2, then atomic number 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, then 13, 14, 15, 16. As you can see, when you go from left to right along the period, you can see the increasing the atomic number keeps on increasing in a period, in each period. Okay, and for example, if you take period 6, here the atomic number starts with 55, then 56, 57, it keeps on increasing and it goes till 86. So period 6 starts from atomic number 55 and it ends with 86. Okay, so I just have to tell you one more thing while explaining the group. As you can see here, extremely left side elements are all metals, and they have different different types of metals. As I told you, the first group elements are alkali metals, second group elements are alkaline earth metals, then third group except actinium are rare earth metals, then 3 to 12 are the transition metal elements. Okay, so extremely left are the metals and extremely right you will have all non-metals. In between you have some so-called metalloid. Okay, metalloid will be knowing the definition, those elements which shows the properties whose properties lie in between metals and non-metals, means it has some properties of metals also and some properties of non-metals also. So those type of element having the properties, some of the properties of metal also and some of the properties of non-metals also, they are called as metalloids. So as you can see here, the zigzag you can see here, zigzag line which have been drawn here, and on each zigzag line you have the metalloid placed. First is boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, beryllium and polonium. So you can also see here these elements have been colored differently. Okay, so in between you will see that in extremely right, where you have all the non-metals, these are all non-metal, in between you have a zigzag line drawn on which the metalloid elements are placed. Okay, so you can also just say that this zigzag line actually differentiate non-metals from metals. Okay, so these are the so-called metalloids. Understood? So because we were talking about the arrangement of elements. As you can see, the elements are arranged in increasing atomic number when you go along a period, that is from left to right in the periodic table, and they are arranged in such a way that the similar properties element are arranged in vertical groups. So you could see that the elements which are present in specific vertical columns, they are having the similar properties. ठीक है, properties with respect to chemical properties, physical properties, or with respect to or with in relation to electronic configuration, similar electronic configuration. Understood? So if we talk about the first group elements, so first group elements, the elements in the first group shows the similar properties with respect to the electronic configuration also. We will see just now, okay, when we again go in the groups, when we will talk about the electronic configuration also. Okay? So here we have to put one thing in mind, that here properties also means to say that similar properties means to say that similar electronic configuration. Okay? So elements in a vertical column are having similar properties, that's why they are classified in a specific groups in a vertical columns. Whereas when you go from left to right along a period, you could see the elements atomic number keep on increasing. Understood? Okay, so each period, now we will talk with elaboration about the periods. Okay, so each period starts with the alkali metal and ends with the noble gas. Understood? So each period starts with the alkali metal and ends with the noble gas. As we can see, if you see it in alkali metal group, first is hydrogen and second again comes the last one, here is the inert gas, noble gas. In second period also the element starts with the alkali metal and ends with the noble gas, that is neon. In the third period also you can see the element starts with the alkali metal, that is sodium, and ends with the noble gas, that is argon. In fourth period again starts with the alkali metal potassium and ends with the inert gas, that is krypton. So like that in periods, as you can see in periods, the element starts with or begins with the alkali metal and ends with the noble gas element. Okay.